Hi, this is Dan Sullivan. I'd like to welcome you to the Multiplier Mindset Podcast. Today's Game Changer Transformation success story is a real treat because it's Sarah Hogan. And Sarah is a very, very successful financial advisor. And she lives in Leigh, L-E-I-G-H, which is in the territory between Manchester and Liverpool in the UK. What I find especially noteworthy about what Sarah had to tell us when we had a chance to interview her in London, where she comes to her workshop every quarter, is the amazing progress that she's made. She's in her second year, and on previous success stories, we've had individuals who are beyond 10 years, some of them were beyond 20 years. And what's amazing is the speed with which Sarah has used the tools of the strategic coach to do everything she can do between workshops to make progress that she can then talk about when she comes back. And she especially puts the spotlight on the incredible value of the coach community that she experiences every 90 days, where she's completely open with her successes, she's completely open with her challenges, and so is everyone else in the room. The thing I'd like to talk about just in relationship to Sarah's terrific story here is the big thing that we provide, which everybody who's ever been in coach has commented about this, that the tools are great. I needed the tools. I couldn't get clarity on what I was doing in my business. Doesn't matter which business you're in, doesn't matter which industry you're in. But the tools have been terrific, and I couldn't be as productive and profitable as I am now if I didn't have the thinking tools that the strategic coach comes. And I should say that I am just in my 30th year of actually creating, with my partner Bab Smith, creating the strategic coach program. And every quarter, brand new thinking tools have been created for strategic coach clients. So that is a huge plus for the program. I'm telling you, the tools are unique in the world, and Strategic Coach is the only entrepreneurial program in the world where you can actually get these tools and not only get them, but have everybody in your Strategic Coach community using the same tools and reporting on their progress. Everybody is in a different industry. Everybody's in a different business. If you're in the area between Manchester and Liverpool, it's different than if you're in the area between London and Portsmouth. So it's very, very different, and it's all based on your relationships, your opportunities. But here's the thing about that. For the most part, most entrepreneurs spend their entire life lonely. And they can't share their successes, they can't share their issues, they can't share their problems in a systematic way that constantly creates greater clarity, greater confidence, and a greater sense of overall enthusiasm and optimism about the future. I've personally been at the coaching game for 45 years. This is my 30th year as a creator and also a coach in Strategic Coach program. I just turned 75 years old, and I have to tell you, the level of my ambition, the level of my energy, the level of my excitement at 75 is far greater than it was when I was 50 years old. So I'm in some ways just representing the same kind of personal progress and the same kind of entrepreneurial progress that everybody, close to 3,000 other entrepreneurs from around the world are making. But Sarah is so great because she's been at it for a year and a half or so, and she's getting full traction with all the tools that she's already learned. She's taking maximum advantage of the entrepreneurial community that she's in. And one of the things I say to all my entrepreneurs, you're not normal. You have to understand this. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're not a normal human being. You're an outlier. In some people's eyes, you're a misfit. You're a rogue. You're a renegade. But the moment you come into the Strategic Coach program, the moment you come to your first Strategic Coach community, it will be one of the most special times of your life. And the reason is that it's the only place where you can actually be normal for a whole day and then repeat the experience every 90 days. All your successes get applause. in the Strategic Coach program. Everybody totally is eager to help you with challenges you have. They share their experience, they share their shortcuts, they share their resources that they'll personally refer you to. So it's just an amazing, amazing support system. So I just want to thank Sarah for this because it's so heartwarming to me, and I have to tell you, I'm as excited about her first year and a half experience as I was excited about my own entrepreneurial experience at a year and a half. And she's quite a bit further ahead than I was when I was a year and a half in. I just love her sense of enjoyment, not just about her business, but her enjoyment, period, in her whole life. So wonderful, wonderful transformation story.
Okay, so my name's Sarah Hogan. I'm from Manchester. I'm a financial advisor, so I run a firm of what is now 13 members of staff. And this is my 6th workshop. This is my 2nd year on Strategic Coach. So I would say that everything is just richer. So this isn't just about coaching, about building a business. This was doing something that fits in with what you want and with your values. So the days that I'm focused, I'm really focused. I get so much done on those days, whereas it was a bit sporadic before. My free days are better, and the relationships on the back of that. So it's genuine free days. So I book things in, with my husband, with my kids, with my mum, that I was running through life and hadn't really appreciated that I hadn't had any really good quality free time, for example, with my mum for ages. And that is something that has really made a difference. It's had a knock-on effect as well. So my husband now starts to buy into this concept as well. And, he understands what a focus day is. And if there's a drama at home and there's nothing I can do about it, that he doesn't interrupt that, which is great. So it's really, really made a difference, not just at work, but at home as well. It's the focus, and once a quarter come into Strategic Coach and to be able to say, okay, this is my time to work on the business. I would just say that our whole business is more organised. The tools that we use with the team just make sure that everybody is on the same page week in, week out. They understand why we're doing what we're doing. The strategy is clearer. The figures have gone up, so we're hitting targets, and we were in some respects a victim of our own success, that as long as the money was coming in, that was fine. But all that is a lot more organised now. The team, we've got additional team members year in, year out that's accompanying this strategy. And it's just, everything feels as though we're all going in the same direction, and it just works a lot better. The client dynamic, the opportunities that we're getting are bigger. The expansion project is bigger. So certainly a couple of years ago, I was debating, is it a lifestyle business? Is it something that I want to grow? The frustrations with trying to grow the business. And actually it was the lack of the tools that we've now got that has helped with that. So there's potential for further sites that we wouldn't have had before. We've moved premises, we're in a bigger premises, the team's bigger. The clients that we're dealing with, the new clients that are coming on board, are the right type of client that what we want to deal with, and everything is possible now. Whereas before I lived in a world where I was earning a decent amount of money, but it was frustrating, and that's not the case anymore. So from a financial perspective, the view that I took, that I'm the owner manager of my business. I don't have at this moment in time an operations manager. I don't have anybody within the business that a managing director, anything like that I can go to them for ideas and things like that. So I view the financial commitment as that is that person. And actually I'm getting 30 to 40 of those people from all different walks of life in every meeting. You come to the meetings once a quarter and you go away exhausted because of the ideas, but you're so enthusiastic that I'm literally bouncing off walls, and I'm a good 2 to 3 hours away from where coach is held, and I spend that time just reviewing everything and think, right, okay, and it just re-energizes you, ready for the next quarter. It's very, very rare in a busy business that you have time to actually sit down and say, okay, this is my time to work on the strategy and on the business, and that's what coach makes you do. I still think in terms of success, I think I would have been as successful personally, the business wouldn't have been as big. I would have been working harder personally for it, whereas now I've got a team around me that I didn't have then. You know, I have more holidays with the family, I've had more genuine free time every year, and I'm not as stressed, nowhere near as stressed as I would have been 2 or 3 years ago. The impact of that structure, you can't even comprehend it until you've thrown yourself in, and you've got to trust what coach is telling you to do. You've got to trust the tools, because it really does genuinely work. Being in coaching London, we've got people from Europe that fly in, you know, we've got people from all over the world, we get visitors from other programs coming to do catch-up workshops, and you might pick up your best idea from somebody in a completely different industry to you and a completely different country, and that nugget that you get could be completely life-changing for you. So I think the fact for us that it's only held in a couple of locations worldwide means that you get such a diverse set of people with massive life experience, from people in their 20s to people in their 60s. And the amount of knowledge that you can get from those people, you just soak it up like a sponge. And it's amazing, it's fascinating to learn the type of businesses people are in and what their life experience, what their journey's been like, and what you can learn from that to enhance yours. I met so many people through the program that never in a million years would I have met those people. You know, they've become friends and people that you can count on to say, look, you know, in between workshops, I've got this problem with this, you know, can we get together and do a strategy circle over it? Or, you know, the different things, get on the phone if you're having a low day, which we all have. You've got that support network separate to the team. You know, you can't always discuss everything with your own teams. You've got this support network there for you of people that have either been through it or, you know, that have ideas of how to solve it. It's fantastic. I think with anything like this, so many people can tell you how good it is. The one thing that I will say is that there's so many different businesses within our group. It's not just for one type of business. And when I say commit to it, actually commit to it. You know, don't question too much what they're telling you to do. You know, go back from the workshops, implement the tools and trust it, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work for you, you know, you've got 90, 93 days, whatever, to your next workshop. But if you don't give it a go, you're never going to know how different it can be. And the support from coach, from the team, from the coach himself, but also from the rest of the team as well, and the group is amazing. But just trust what they're telling you to do, jump in with both feet, and you won't look back.
You can't possibly know the difference that Strategic Coach is going to make until you actually experience Strategic Coach. So you have to take a look that, are you at a point now where doing everything entirely on your own has kind of maxed out? You've kind of maxed out with this. So everybody who comes to Strategic Coach has to decide, I need a community and I need to know for the rest of my life how to create greater and greater teamwork. And you have to be there to actually get the tools. You have to be there to actually get the enormous insights that come from people actually using the tools and reporting back to their community. So in order to get the fastest, most impactful, complete understanding for today that you can get about what Strategic Coach will do in your entrepreneurial life, just go to whonothow.coach.